These are the highlights of India's smartest podcast, The Ranveer Show. Welcome to TRS Clips. Make sure you hit that bell icon and don't forget to subscribe. Why don't we talk a little bit about the angel investment space? Because that's actually a space that you're very actively involved in. And I feel knowing you professionally, you get people the right deals. So why don't you just talk a little bit about this whole tech startup space in India? Because someone had once told me that one of the easiest ways to multiply your money is by investing in tech startups. But then again, it's high risk, high reward. This is not investment advice, etc., etc. But Cecilia, what is this whole tech startup investment space in India like?
I mean, it's very, very exciting. And I only got into it it's probably about 6 years ago that I started, being a techie and, got into starting the Sweden India tech community and get exposed to all these exciting tech companies. But yes, of course, it's a risk that comes with it. But sometimes I look at it like it's not necessarily, the wealth is not necessarily from the money that you have in your bank. It's also from the knowledge that you get along the way. So when it comes to me and my investments, I also go into industries and invest where I don't necessarily know as much about it, obviously, as the people who started the company, because then I learn on the way. And then I can also, because I have a different mindset than the founders and the rest of the team of the company, I can give another perspective and another view to what it is, that they're building. And I feel that if you're interested in investing in, being an angel investor, don't feel that you need to know exactly what's happening in that space. If you have a network and if you can connect, of course, that's what you just rightly said. It's number one when you come in as an angel investor. But it's also if you have a mindset and a skill that might be totally different from what this company has, that's where you could potentially add a lot of value.
How much money roughly in rupees do let's talk about just Bollywood. Roughly on an average, how much do they spend? Is it 5 lakhs? Is it in like the 25 lakh, 35 lakh range?
I think the average, say that a big Bollywood personality would invest would be around $100,000.
That's about 70 lakh rupees.
So yeah, 70 lakh.
Okay. In the content creation space, it's roughly about 10 to 15 lakhs. That's what people go for. Lots of people go for like a 5 lakh package. Along with that, they put in like deliverables in terms of I'll give you so many videos or so many stories. But lots of content creators have started angel investments. And Bollywood, parallelly even Bollywood starting a lot of angel investments suddenly.
Yeah, so that's where but that's usually I would say the ticket size that I've seen of, the Bollywood people that I've connected with various brands. But again, people are obviously, investing smaller, ticket sizes into companies.
The one disclaimer I want to put here is that usually with angel investments, when you're an angel investor, you go in with a mentality that if you put money in 10 startups, only one's going to take off. But that one will probably become at least 10x. That's the big hope. So say if you are putting in 50 lakhs across 10 startups, you're putting in 5 crores. And at least if one of those takes off, you'll make back your money at least. And if 2 of them take off, you're actually going to make more money. So that's why it's very intricate as a process. You need to do a lot of research when you're going into angel investments. But a lot of people, to call themselves angel investors and to enter the cool kids group, they'll just throw their money across blindly. Do you observe that?
Yeah, no, I see that. I definitely see that, people are just jumping into it, but and not necessarily knowing enough about the founder or about the company. So that's where, of course, it's good if you know a little bit about the space that you're investing into, because then you can identify more if the company is going to fly or not. But I did also earlier say that, you don't necessarily need to know about it. If you really resonate with the company and if you still believe in the product and the business, then, then you have an opportunity to also help scale. But I only invest strategically. So I only invest when I feel that I can help the company scale. I'm not a passive investor. So some of the angel investors, I don't know if sometimes they go in and, do they do anything, or do they just do it for the sake of investing and being an angel investor? If you, proper angel investor, then you also ensure that you help the company to grow.
The one thing about India, and Twitter India, especially startup Twitter India also talks about this, is that we are a status driven society where there are inflated egos and It is about showing off your car and showing off your wealth. I know the world is as well. America is, parts of Europe are, but especially in urban India, that culture is a lot more. Which is why nowadays it's cool to say that you're an angel investor in these societies, in these parts of society. Do you notice that? Do you notice that about Indians? That it's a lot about, oh, look at me and my car and my clothes and my money.
Yeah, but I don't think that is a difference anywhere in the world. It's the same when you come to Sweden. We also like, look at my car, my clothes, and my money. But I think it's a healthy thing, though, to talk about your investments as compared to your car and your clothes, because at least that there is an intelligent angle to it, so that we've come to that state in India. I think it's a positive thing. It inspires others. Even if people don't invest, they look at the companies and they maybe think about investments per se. But I do see it, of course. Gotcha. I see it globally.